I just think in order for the world to get better, it's one person, one neighborhood, one community at a time.
Valley Outreach was founded by 16 churches in the Stillwater community who all met on a regular basis. And in the course of their meetings, they realized they were facing some of the same concerns. People knocking on the door saying, I need help, I need food, what can you do for me?
When we first moved to Minnesota, when I was probably 5 years old, we had to go to a food shelf. And we went to a church that was up along Highway 94. It was kind of a surreal experience. Like you basically walk in, it was one of those cardboard kind of cub crate boxes. And they were basically like, here's your stuff.
Gone are the days where people would get a box of food, because that's not what people want. They want the dignity of choosing what their family eats. They want the dignity of knowing that they don't just have to take something because it's offered. That exchange, that transaction in and of itself can be pretty shaming. And what we don't ever want to do is make people feel ashamed to ask for help.
I can empathize with people that have to walk in the door. And when you have to admit to yourself and your family, your kids, that you can't do what you need to do to feed them, that's a really hard thing to admit to yourself. And being able to meet them with kindness and love and compassion and giving them the choice and giving them the dignity to shop on their own and take some control over what they need to eat and what they want, I think is just a hugely important thing for our community. I mean, it's the model that every food shelf should strive to do.
I got in a car accident, and that hurt me financially. Well, I definitely felt relieved. When I brought home the food to my wife, she was really amazed, and she's like, where did you get all that food? Because she knew I didn't have the money for it, and I told her I went to the food shelf. She's just saying what a relief it is and what a blessing it is and how nice all the people are.
The volunteers are very committed. They're very passionate about what they do.
As we listen to the news and everything that goes on in our world, each and every day, it's easy to get a little discouraged. And so I think we do have to sometimes draw back into our community and say, all right, I can't change what's happening on the other side of the world or the other side of our country, but what can I do to help right here in my community today?
I really believe that I have a role to play in my community.
And we need to help to feed people who are hungry and clothe people who don't have clothing. And so Valley Outreach is a wonderful place to satisfy the needs out there.
It's a beautiful thing that when you drive through your community, you see all these different businesses around come together and donate and provide food for the people that are in need.
Recently, we put into our new hire training a community service project, and we've chosen Valley Outreach as that project. Just being able to give back to that local community is a really key component of Anderson's DNA.
There's a mission that this place fills, and it's not going to go away.
In the past 4 months, our need has gone up 25%. So the economy might be doing great, unemployment might be down, but the need here is greater. So I don't know what makes up those numbers, but we have real people here making up the numbers.
If kids don't have enough food at home, they're not going to perform well at school. If the parents don't have enough food at home, they're not going to do well at work. If they don't have that, everything else fails. Like, we should absolutely be able to fix that. Everything else becomes a lot easier when people aren't worrying about food.
I often think people in our community should not be going to bed with an empty tummy, because we do have the ability to make sure that people have what they need.
We will never solve hunger. We will never solve poverty. We will never solve the complexity of our lives, but we can solve how we respond to it.
It really comes down to every member of a community. Every member has their role. Problems are here. Our clients show up. They have problems, but we get to be part of the solution. And that's awesome and inspiring. And who wouldn't want to be part of it?